Okay, we're back, but I hate to inform everybody. You can see on the map there, the rest of Pennsylvania is red. I don't know why, but my Fraps program did not record what I wanted it to record. But just to fill you in, George Washington and Richard Montgomery are some big names I can tell you that got captured in Pittsburgh. And I caught a whole slew of Americans actually in Pittsburgh. I cornered them there. But the next couple of fights here are definitely me going in the incursion of the north. You can see I already have Long Island and upper New York as far as in the west there. And I'm moving up as many troops as I can to the front lines of the Pennsylvania-New York border. And of course New Jersey there too. And there's going to be a lot of bloodbath here in this episode. Both sides are going to lose a lot. Now, what I'm throwing at them is not my best troops anymore. A lot of my best guys have been slaughtered, and I've put them to fill up extra districts. So I'm going to have to figure out something with either reforming or having these guys that get slaughtered, put them in a district and reform with the other ones. I don't know what I can do yet, but I'm taking it one battle at a time. You can see we're going into White Plains here. And I brought a lot of guys because I wasn't sure what was in store for me here, and I'm glad I did because you're going to see what the Americans throw up here. Decent amount. And it's Thompson. He's always a jerk to fight. But it's always good to be overprepared than underprepared. You can see, yeah. And Thompson doesn't have that many men right now. Later on, he will draft up because I'm going to face him, I think, in Albany. Wooster's a really good guy for the American militia. And then Tench. Tench is going to be a thorn in my side for the next few battles here. Some of the special forces leave for the Americans there. Now, I'm going to flood these guys as soon as I get up here. Sullivan's really good, so I'm going to lose some guys definitely here, but Clinton's not bad for me either. You can see he holds his own there. Gonna get the artillery barrage in place here. Nope, don't need it. Good old Phil got captured. You can see a lot of the other Americans got away to fight another day. Schuler is a goner, got him. Sullivan is another good capture here. And all of the Central and South I capture in this episode. It's all done. And here we go into Fort Stanwix. I wasn't really sure what they would have here, and Artemis Ward is a formidable foe right there right off the bat. Not that both my guys are that bad, but I'm going to be outnumbered here, you see. I don't even mess with Boyd up top. And we're going back into it again from Niagara. Guy Carlton is an awesome commander for me. And this fight won't be too long, because Ward will not stay long. Thomas Boyd is a good ranger unit to fight against, but he's going to be no match as well, and I capture him. Now we have Fort Stanwix, and we also captured one of their best rangers. And here we go, we're going into New England, attacking Connecticut here. You can see a lot of troops I brought up from up south during this incursion. And Elvin Thomas is back, reformed. Mason's awful anyway, doesn't matter if he has a cannon or not. Booster is good. And yeah, Thomas is definitely reformed. He's got good stats and everything. Jack, if you wonder why I call him Elvin Thomas, previous episodes I talked about how his ears look like elf ears. Now, all these series of battles that are going to take place, both sides are going to have a good amount of casualties. And we're going to bounce back and forth for taking and losing land. And there goes Mason. And we're whittling Thomas down slowly. And Hartford is ours. In the process, we captured Worcester, which is good. One less thing I gotta worry about. I captured Knowlton earlier in the game. General Glover will be around, I'm pretty sure. You can see I'm gonna move up some more guys from down south. And those last districts in Georgia I'll fill up shortly too, because I got a lot of guys that have been through hell and are depleted. All in all, I'm really happy how things are going in this game I've been playing, but it's gonna get tough now. The Americans in their final stand up north. Here's some smallpox and some storms gonna hit through all over here. That's okay. It's America. That's mine. That's mine. Smallpox are gonna affect your guys. That's American. That's mine. That's mine. That's mine. As far as like losing troops, you can lose troops because of it. And storms are gonna keep you in, like you can't leave the area. And you see the Americans are gonna start attacking Hartford, and they will do a joint attack with their fleet. Their only really big, powerful fleet. Americans do have the north and south districts covered. You can see Nathan Hale and John Glover here. With ships for once, which I was kind of shocked because I've got tons of Navy. Now, you guys see one little thing I guess the AI doesn't know what to do with. I mean, if I was a real ship and I had to go up the river, I would totally do this. I would just blow it apart. I'm going to build a bridge here with my engineers and keep that ship at bay while my troops handle these 1,000 men coming at me. And right there, that ship is not going past there, and I'm going to stay away from them because obviously ship's cannons just murder, straight up murder me. And Glover gets away. I don't know what his loyalty's like, but he's him and Knowlton are a couple guys like Benedict Arnold. They all have low loyalty. You can get them recruited on your side in the game. I haven't seen Arnold yet. And we beat them off. Largely because their Navy couldn't do anything. And again, they're coming in to try to take over Hartford. And I don't really have any guys worth while to throw in there anymore. This is where my problem's coming in. A lot of my troops for supporting are whittled down now. Again, another joint attack. Lafayette this time, and Lafayette's good. He is one of their better foreign troops out there. And all I really have is just 2 captains to go against him. Baird didn't have anything. What's really going to happen here is I'm just going to get a few pop shots off on Lafayette, going around the mountains here, and then I'm leaving. And I'll come back with force. Again, you see I use the bridge strategy to keep the Navy at bay. And it's time to skedaddle because I am no match against his guys. When you leave food, water, or not water, food, powder, and any kind of money you have there. So they now have it. You can see I got Jay Johnson and Ferguson. Ferguson's not bad, but his body sucks. You only got one good move or fight with him each term. And I'm going to reform some guys, get them back in the battle. Each one of those guys are good. They're all from the south. They're already starting the game. And here we are, we're doing a transport attack from New Jersey into Connecticut. And then Lafayette, I think, is the only one here left. Yeah. Turnbull, another guy that starts off in Florida. Then I move on up. And Lafayette's not a total idiot. He is going to try to run away from the Navy. And he runs away for another day. And we recruited some Rangers there. Colonel Johnson. New York's got really good militia for, it doesn't matter if you're American or Royalist. both sides have some good guys, and you're going to see later on this episode, their militia really turns the tide for them in some battles. New York is a really key state in this whole game, of course, and you can see a lot of it is not blue, it's their other color for green. Albany. This is a huge battle. You can see right here, just multiple districts from both sides are going to come and help out. And this battle really is, if the Americans have any chance of like turning the tide at all, they got to win this battle here. This is a big one. I brought a lot of guys. I brought pretty much every able man I could into this fight. The only problem is they're not my greatest troops. A lot of my better troops are already done for, honestly. And Thompson again here. You can see this is a big fight. Got almost 10,000 guys total on this battlefield. And he's good artilleryman for them. New York engineers again. Davies okay. P-Funk, he sucks. I'll knock him out. More special guards. Tinch again. Thompson drafted, so you can see his training and arms are like, ugh. Putty, he's nothing. We'll take care of him. Wadsworth sucks. You can see his training is just atrocious. And Alden is also nothing special. But this is one of the big stands for the Americans. They need to make a statement here. William Heath down there in that fort in the southwest is going to be a big deal. You know, all these years I played this game, I never knew if you could entrench and you have a cannon on an infantry unit, you can actually fire in that direction like I just did there on Heath before he got captured. And I got rid of some of my troops just to free them up. I don't want any bad things happening where people get encircled. I'll withdraw them where they're kind of safe. And this battle really does come down the line, end of the line here. Now, even though Thompson has no training or weapons, I mean, he's still tearing my guys up. That's how good of a leader he is. He's probably the best leader, I think, in my opinion, in this game. The guy just will not go down. Smart by the Americans there. They flank my entrenchment. And I'm getting out of here. But the fight is still on. You can see the Americans have a really good chance to win this, honestly. And I'm going to pull some things. Let's pull a quick one on them. And Pringle sucks. My wild card is out there hidden in the mountains and in the lake. You're probably wondering why my Fitzwalter is just sitting in the lake. You're going to find out soon. So I'm going to use a strategy against them with fireboats. You can see that American unit up there, which I think is Wadsworth. He's just going to have to come through there in the water to come get me. Because all the trees and the mountains and stuff that are on the edges. So if he wants me, he's going to come through there. And he will want me because that's my last, home unit as far as in this attack. If Fitzwalter leaves, I lose. The rest of these troops I have on here are supporting units. God, Thompson's just awesome. That guy just wrecks me, even though he has no training or arms. Forster I got rid of. Pringle will keep him around a little bit. Ha! And Wadsworth fell for my trap. You can see the Americans are winning right now, but it's gonna be a different story here in a second. I tried to do a fireboat that would hopefully go to the left, but it didn't. Just ambushed and just mauled him. And he'll come down into another ambush, and then hopefully a fireboat. Fireboats are devastating. I mean, you can knock off 100 guys easy with one. Tench, God, he's a jerk to fight. Yeah, I thought about doing fireboat, but what if it hit my own guys? Which it can. Don't want to do that. Don't know where that boat would go. Could hit mine, could hit theirs. Wadsworth's training so bad he has to wait 2 turns to go. If your training sucks, it takes 2 turns to go up a hill or go over water or just some terrain you just can't go over. Now, Wadsworth's gonna feel my rain in a second. Rain of fire coming. First get a little ambush action on it. Fireboat. But down. Watch all these guys. 114. Yeah, they're dead. Especially this. He's a goner. Captured. Sunk. That was just devastating. Just took out a whole regiment in one turn, 3 little hits. And you see my Rangers, they were a big turning point here. And if I didn't have them in the fight and in reserve, Thompson leaves finally. I whittled him down enough with artillery barrage the whole time. I would have lost this fight. The Rangers are the big turning points. And Gavin's Fort, I think that's how you say his name, I don't know. He was just staying here for longest and tough as nails to bring down. I think I might have wounded him, I can't remember. That always helps. And we took Albany. I'm not going to release anybody because New York is far from over being taken. Wadsworth's got a good body, but that's it. And you can see they're going to push right back at Albany because I didn't have very much left there. I just had Fitzwalter. And again, like I said, there's their militia that's going to be the deciding factor. It's kind of like the reservist. Sullivan's a good guy. I just haven't trained him. But I just don't have anything to fight these guys right now. 102 guys versus 1,000 ain't going to happen. So, we'll be back. Don't worry. I mean, I'm doing pretty good as far as invading New York thus far. A little pushback, of course, but Americans just aren't going to drop dead. And I'm going to reform more guys here, some infantry and rangers. You can see the Americans are going to counterattack here. They're going to jump into Fort Stanwix. And I'm lucky I've got a really good leader here. Even though they're doing a joint attack, I'm not really too scared because the forts go pretty deep in here. They're not on the coastline. And Popham, he's not good. But Stillman, if they trained him up, he's actually a really good general. Or commander or colonel, I can't remember what he is. And I've just got some little patty cake guys to help out Carleton. But what's really amazing, you're going to see eventually here, Carleton's going to get wounded. Both my cupcake guys come to help. They don't do much. I'm going to get rid of them. I'm going to have to go because they just get mauled. But Carleton gets wounded, and he still pulls this thing out. That's how good this guy is. It's going to be close. Yeah, Stillman's a colonel. And you can see I'm just out of range from the Navy guns, so the Americans, so they're not a factor in this campaign here. Gerson, I just moved him up from south, and he's already pounded and lost all of his men. You can see we're fighting 2-on-1 here in a second. I just noticed I could have barraged them. I got a cannon I didn't even think about or know about. See, I got wounded, and they've got a lot of guys left. Good amount of guys. And I'm still going to win. Popham just retreated. And Stillman's going to take off too. Even though I was still wounded, I was able to fight both of them off. Carleton's awesome. One of my better leaders. This time though, there's no fighting this off. And I'm going to take the precaution and just leave. Only got 110 guys left. Dearborn, yeah, his training ain't that good. He's actually a really good leader again. Americans don't take advantage of training him up, but I will lose if I stay here, so I will leave to fight another day. And I'll be back soon with another episode. We'll try to take over the rest of New York.